Be prepared for highly offensive language and adult and sexual themes.
Big Brother News really put the cat amongst the pigeons tonight, and Channel 5's latest news anchor, Andy West, was loving it tonight. The housemates discovered a few things. Emma and Marco? There's a fly on my face! There's a fly on my face! Is it gone? Is it gone? Is it gone? Is everyone okay? And we're back in the room.
He's all right.
But yeah, Emma and Marco, that's a bit, you know, spent a bit of quality time together, apparently. Andy, he was accused of backstabbing Jason, and Jackson was told his crime was fake. Yay! There were a lot of moments tonight, in all fairness, and the moth, that made us go...
Well, that was fucking awkward.
It really was, Anne. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, coming up, he was the final victim of Annihilation Week. Ryan is back! And he's here to tell us all about his first weekend of freedom. And after such a hectic week, you might think that the housemates can take it easy now. But you're wrong, because nominations are back today, and there's a twist! I love a twist! We'll be bringing you all the news on that and an exclusive noms tease a little bit later on. Plus, Jackson was accused of acting up so much he could win an Oscar, which makes it great timing for us because the Bots Awards ceremony of the year is finally here, ladies and gentlemen. Get the BAFTAs, forget the Brits, and believe me, forget them Grammys, because they are all going to be quaking in their boots, because tonight we present the first annual Lovey Awards. I love it. Now let's meet tonight's panel. First up, she never takes liberties and always leaves us wanting a little bit. Just a little bit more. It's the beautiful Michelle here. Next up, some like them average, some like them small, to be fair. But for me, you can't beat a biggin. Finally, in our comeback corner, here's the tree surgeon who won 100 grand when he was in the house, and we sure can't leave him alone. Leave him alone. His big brother Ainsley in the goal. Leave him alone. Oh, it's a Monday. But before we discuss the show tonight, it's time for... It's going to be good. Here we go. On Friday, Emma Willis, not the twin, entered the house and the housemates evicted Ryan. Jason said he was offended by the way Ryan speaks about men and women. So when it comes to saying his goodbyes, Ryan had one thing to say to Jason, that was, "You're a dickhead." His words, not mine. Huey then took offence to Jason's comments about Ryan and in the diary room called him two-faced, a game player and a #1 grade A 24-carat trap. That's a bit harsh, not my word. Meanwhile, Sam and Laura had a fight over the crowd's booze. Laura got loads of booze and she said to Sam that he had booze as well. Sam got upset because he didn't think he had as many booze because Alex said that Sam had more cheers than booze. All the talk of booze got a bit too much for Sam and he stormed off and started booing himself. But he did apologise 2 minutes later, in all fairness. Jackson and Alex showed Jane how to get down with the kids. They taught her the word pith. This is a word used to describe something good, popular or attractive. And then they also taught her the word fat, another word which is also used to describe something good, popular or attractive. Then Jackson showed off his piff new haircut and Huey said he couldn't look any more like Dappy from them Dubs if he tried. No. We also found out that Huey has the word D. Emily tattooed on him. Don't know why. Laura was upset by the public reaction, so to get them back on her side, she decided to tell them that they can all go... Not The next day saw the housemates complete a number of challenges, including slapping each other with fish, eating bananas out of tights, covering themselves in guns, and as a reward, Big Brother threw him a party where we saw Jackson give Andy a completely different makeover. In all fairness, he just stuck a hat on him, in all fairness. Alex got a dirty wine on with Jane, but just before he could take his top off to give her another hot, sexy little lap dance, the music stopped. I mean, come on, you're going to have one more song, Big Brother. Jane described it as the best night of her life so far. Don't want to leave now, do you, love? Huey gave us his best Magic Mike impression before falling into the pool and deciding to go sleep in the garden. That was your weekend 60 seconds. Woo! Right, let's talk about tonight's show, and we'll start with the BB News task. Biggins, let me come to you first. That task was brilliant. I like that one.
Very good. It was excellent.
It was excellent, is what Christopher Biggins was saying. Liam, you've been in there. How desperate are you to get that sort of little bit of information from the outside world as to what people are saying and thinking?
I'm not sure how desperate you are to get information from the outside. You're definitely desperate to hear that your friends and family still love you and that they're all right and those types of things. But it's slightly different to mine in that I heard Emma say she's a purist in the oldest sense. So I've come from that old school where we didn't have any information.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even answer questions for us other than note our, you know, what we'd said. But they've been drip-fed little bits and bobs, so I think for them, possibly quite differently, they probably just want to know how they're being received and then try and amend their behaviour and the win now, so close to the end.
Up to that final furlong. Let's actually talk about some of the information they did get. Andy West read a newspaper headline saying that he stabbed Jason in the back. Michelle, did he?
I think that Andy is he's extremely clever, and we've seen that this evening in tonight's show, I think. Number one, he knows what he's doing, and he heard the booze with Jason, and he calculated his next actions, which was to remove himself from the situation with Jason and befriend himself with the popular people, and that's what he's done.
Okay, fair observation. Jackson got a bit of outside information too when a tweet was read asking how people are not falling for his nice guy act. Do you think he's putting on an act?
No, Jackson isn't putting on an act at all. I mean, he's vulnerable. He's vulnerable, he's likeable, and he's being himself.
Look, I was with Jackson.
Oh, you like giraffe tonight?
No, I was with Jackson the whole way. I was literally from day one always supported him. But like this mixed match, does he fall into N-dubs? Does he fall into street? Does he fall into whatever? He's literally
He does one for his friends.
Am I not talking?
Get with it.
Go on, that's your word. Finish it. He's my housemate, so I can't.
Oh, it's old. I've got enough housemates already. Thank you. To worry about that. Listen, I don't want to brag, but there was a certain star of tonight's show. Bit on the side was on it twice. Was there a little clip of Letitia twerking? 12 million views and counting. But also when Letitia accused Jason and Andy of being game players. Now, as ever, Andy disagreed with the accusation. Biggins, do you think they are playing a game?
I think they are, without any question. And it's interesting because since the last time I was here, they're playing that game even more. And I think, you know, they're sort of panicking, all of them that left there, because within a week we'll know who's won and who's taking the prize home. So it's all getting very, very tetchy. And you can almost see and hear the scratches go down the back.
Oh! It's the way he tells them, isn't it? Like, oh, he's giving it one then. What do you want to say, babes?
I want to say that Jason is playing the perfect game show game. And he's gone way up in my estimations.
He has. What, in what retrospect do you think he's playing the game?
He's using his mind. He's so intelligent and he knows what he's doing.
Well, in all fairness, I do have to agree to a certain extent because Jason went very under the radar with the whole Charlie thing as well. He just acted really cool. Now, all of a sudden, he's like, you're at 20 grand, thank you very much. Another surprise came in the form of two ex-housemates, Emma and Marco. This is a story that's just come out of nowhere. They apparently spent 20 hours together. Michelle, what are we making?
Oh my goodness. Well, she had us all fooled, obviously, because she was like holier than thou and she was at peace with the earth in the house. But since she's came out, we've realised her true colours. She's kind of like in this crew in Essex. Not there's anything wrong with Essex. I love Essex. I love Essex. I love Essex Violin. But since she's come out, we've realised that she's kind of not as saintly as she appeared in the show, and maybe she's just as dirty as Marco was in the show.
Well, hopefully Emma's going to be here later this week, so I'll have a little chat with her.
I thought you were going to say later.
And here she is now. Listen, let's quickly move back to Jason because he's found this task very, very difficult. He's been very down of late, poor little lamb. He has been down. When you were in the house, Liam, how difficult is it to get yourself out of that lull? When you have a down day in that house, there is nothing to entertain you.
There isn't, and I think that if at this stage you've made good friends, like on the outside, you tend to gravitate towards those people. It's not difficult to get a laugh. I mean, think about the people that are put in this house. They're all put there because they've got like extraordinary personalities for whatever reason, be it good or bad. I don't think it's that difficult. I think Jason's had all of the turmoils that he's needed to face and stand up against, and now he just needs to pull his finger out and start having a laugh with everybody. If the music's on, have a dance.
Well, you say that. We saw him get a couple of words of advice from, I think it was actually Simba from The Lion King. I don't know if you saw that picture, but if we got that picture, yeah, that is Simba. Yeah, I was just getting Biggins, do you think he should just not let the pressures of the house get to him and just think, I don't know, Hakuna Matata?
You said that so beautifully.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I think that he is. I don't know. I think that he is in a problem. I think his mind is not really that well set at the moment, and I think that any advice he gets, he's not going to take. Interestingly enough, if he'd left because he said he wanted to leave, would he have got the 20,000?
I don't actually know.
Maybe,
I don't know.
If he leaves on his own
that.
he probably wouldn't.
I don't understand
We
what
were told
happened
in
there.
mine, yeah,
like,
so-
because he was going to leave and he wasn't going to leave.
Yeah, because you won 100 grand early on,
that's
didn't
right.
you?
I've got
well
one
done on
left,
that.
Don't try and rob me on the way out. But yeah, one of the stipulations that they talked to me in the diary room was you're not allowed to share it with anybody, and if you leave or are thrown out, if you're racist or if you're a baddie or whatever, then you don't get any of that.
Money.
So I presume if you leave,
then, obviously I
quitting,
can't confirm or deny that, but that is a possibility.
Exactly, and he deserved to lose it, actually, funnily enough.
Well, like I said, we can't confirm that or
I feel
deny
like
that.
we just released Big Brother's rules live on TV.
Yeah, here's all the rules. No, as I said, we don't actually know if that is the case, but obviously, Liam, in your day, that was the case, and that's what you were told.
Yeah,
I can't confirm whether if Jason does leave, he'll lose his 20 grand. But if there's 20 grand going, I'll have it. We also saw Evelyn and Alex. They're getting close again. There's a lot of sexual tension there. Laura's even started dreaming about it, although I've got to say, I don't know if she actually had that dream. It just sounded a bit made up. You know what I mean? Michelle, are they ever going to become Evlix or Alvlin?
No, I don't. And I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is. I really want to believe that Alex's intentions are real. I really do. And I hope that he's just a decent guy. I really do think
Well,
he could be.
hang on. You say that, but we saw at the end of the night Evelyn go for that little kiss.
I know, and she got mugged
Let's
up.
have a little look, because this
She
is
was
like
mugged
hashtag
up.
awkward number 2.
I know.
Look, she goes in, wait for it. She's like, okay, he's not having it, but I'm going to enjoy it. And then at the end, you see his little eye open, and he goes like, is she still there? What's going on there?
Through the TV
That's
and
twice
just give her a
now.
cuddle or give her a kiss myself.
Yeah, just snog her, man.
I think he's trying to pull the trigger.
Go on,
She's so
Biggin.
attractive.
Yeah,
and
she's
beautiful.
gorgeous.
One of the most beautiful girls ever. that if it's so obvious that he's not interested in that. I
Right,
mean,
hands up, do we think it's going to happen?
no.
Hands up if we don't think it's going to happen. On that note, Craig Mitchell, give yourselves a round of applause when it's spoken. Well, earlier today, Jackson learned that Theresa May isn't the first female Prime Minister that we've ever had. So, let's go to Comeback Corner to learn more about our first female Prime Minister. Liam.
The last female Prime Minister was Margaret Thatcher, a greengrocer's daughter from Grantham, who was in power from 1979, 1990, and she also took milk from school children.
Fascinating stuff. That's Liam's words, not mine. Still to come. News evictee Ryan is back. And it's award season as Biggins will be here hosting the most glamorous event Elstree has ever seen. It is the first annual Lovies, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you straight after the break. The show that makes Monday so good. It pulls Bob Geldof to rewrite one of his smash hits. Ask your mum. So on Friday, Ryan was evicted from Borehamwood's most famous bungalow. We saw the before, but here for you is the aftermath.
Laura, Ryan and Sam, the housemates have spoken, and Ryan, you are leaving the house this evening.
So amazing. Jason, you're a dickhead.
Absolutely fantastic, and he took it much better than I thought he would. I thought he might have a little bit of a strop, but
Oh my God, I look a state. Sorry, that was rude. Sorry, they feel threatened that I was going to win it, so they was like, just get him out.
He took it really well, and he was wearing a bin bag, which was fantastic.
That was the most toughest experience ever, but the most exciting thing I've ever done. I'll never forget that in my life. That's it, gone.
It's your seventh evictee. Give it up for Ryan!
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh my God, I'm so classic.
I was actually genuinely shocked that he left. It wasn't his time. I don't think it was the right time for the house for him to go either.
It's not for Ryan.
But we get to be on the panel with them. It's quite exciting.
Sorry. Nice to meet you. I'm just gutted to be out, but everything happens for a reason, doesn't it? Jason will be out next, so.
I was shocked to pieces to see Ryan go. I wasn't expecting it in the least.
Oh, thanks, Vanessa, you little cheeky. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ryan! Lovely to see you. Well, thanks for all picking up the fucking phone. I didn't expect to be evicted. I am very, 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 very gutted, but I'm glad I got the reception what I did. Everybody seemed to have liked me. I didn't really get any boos. I'm just overwhelmed, and I genuinely do thank people that picked up the phone and voted for me.
Take this off! Take it off! Take it off! Take it off!
Seventh evictee, Ryan!
You're so tall.
I'm so tall. Come and sit down, you. Oh, right. It's so nice to see you not wearing a bin bag.
No, I've actually got some clothes on.
Actually got clothes on, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we like to see. Brian, you've been out now 3 days. How are you feeling? Oh, they just leave them.
Go on.
And a drink. You've been out for 3 days now. How are you feeling?
Emotional. I'm really missing Huey. I've been crying to some of your people backstage.
No, I have witnessed that.
I'm crying my eyes out, but
I just want him out the house, but obviously I want him to be the winner. But I don't know. I just want to go back in. But
have you found it hard being out of the house?
Yeah,
I know that how much it meant to you going in that house and being out of the house. Do you regret anything that you've done in there, or do you feel that no, I've done what I came to do?
I do actually regret taking that £5,000. No, simply because I might have actually been in that house still. That's the only reason why I regret it. I also regret not pressing the fucking 20, actually. So because I think I've just come out, I'm not even the winner, and now I've got nothing. But, I mean, if I'd have pressed the 20 or I'd have pressed the £5,000, I still would have been out anyway. So that's the only... Yeah. I don't... Oh, it's happened, and
it's happened.
I don't feel it was my time to go.
Have you watched any of the show back yet?
No,
have you seen
nothing.
anything?
I watched last night's episode where Hugh was kissing my photo. I was like, oh.
It was a bit emotional. So you've watched last night's episode. You've obviously seen your friends, you've spoke to your family, and you've been out in the outside world. Has any of your opinions changed on anyone? Because I love to know, once people come out, if they've sat there and go, I love them in the house, and then you've heard what your friends have had to say to you. Has any opinions changed on anyone?
No, not really. No, I wouldn't say nothing at all, apart from Jason's just a snake and he needs to get out of the whole programme.
Well, let's talk about his reasoning for evicting you, because when we heard what he said, we were a bit like, what's he going on about? We then saw on the show over the weekend that he said he evicted you because Alex should cannon Evelyn up the...
Yeah, I know
That's his words. That's the reason why he said that. Well, obviously it's your words, but that's what he said was his reasoning. Can you understand why he found that offensive?
Well, why didn't you say anything to my face when you originally heard it? Like, have a bit of a backbone and say what your opinion is. He never says anything at the time. Like, he had a big issue with Letitia, clearly, but he never rose the actual subject.
Well, you said that. Because Jane actually pulled him up on it and said, why didn't you air your problem when he was here?
Live TV just to tell me that he had an issue with me. He knew what he was doing. He's kept the big characters out because he's got about as much banter as a brick, so that's all that it is. So it literally is because he wants the big characters out, hence why Letitia's out and hence why I'm out. I don't think I should have been out.
Okay, well look, that's absolutely fair enough, and clearly some people agree with what you're saying. Let's talk about Hughie. Because I know you've been upset, and genuinely, let me just say this, Ryan has been upset since he's got out of the car, like crying, because he knows he's close. Hughie has said that he's never been in love, but you are the closest thing he's ever got close to feeling like that. How does that make you feel?
I get a bit emotional, but I really do love him.
Oh, are we going to see a wedding?
I won't think that far ahead. We might have a big gay gypsy wedding. But no, I just can't wait to see him on the outside world without any cameras and without people around us.
So nothing's changed there. If anything, you've grown
in fact,
fonder.
absence has made the heart grow fonder. Is that the right saying?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's the right saying.
No, 1,000,000%. I just want to hug him. I can't wait to see him.
Well, look, let's move on from Hughie. After you left, we did see the housemates let their hair down.
Yeah.
They started to have a bit of a party. Jane even went as far as saying it was the best day she's ever had.
Yeah.
Is it hard for you knowing that you'd just gone and everyone's there saying, oh, this is the best day ever?
Well, no, because as soon as a bit of alcohol gets chucked in there, it always becomes the best day ever. Everybody literally just lives for that moment because the days can be so boring and so long and stuff. So any excitement that you get, it is fun. So, I mean, they won't be forgetting about me, surely, are they?
No, I don't think they could forget you.
No, but, I mean, crack on with it. Have a laugh. You've only got a week left, haven't you? So...
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to be a TV presenter after you've done Big Brother. You had a little bit of a taste of that we saw tonight with the Big Brother news task.
Oh, I was pissed when I did that. I was pissed.
That's how I get through all my shows. But did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. I love it.
Has QVC been on the phone?
No, they haven't. But if you are, which camera am I looking at?
You can look at that one.
Well, QVC, just give us a bell.
Do you know what I mean? He'd love it.
Oh, just give me a bell.
Little item for Ryan. Unfortunately, you're sat here with me tonight. Who would you like to see sitting opposite me next week? Who do you want out?
Jason or Andy, 1,000,000%.
Jason or Andy. And do I need to still ask who do you want to win?
I do obviously want Huey to win, but if Huey doesn't win, which he's going to win 1,000,000%, we'll touch wood. I would like to see Sam win to do it for Blackpool.
No, Sam. All right, well, listen, babe, it's been an absolute pleasure. You're going to stick around and join the panel. Give it up for Ryan, everyone. Get yourself over to that panel. Go on, you. See you later. Go on, you. It's time for Tomorrow's Headlines now. Today's news. 10:11 this morning, Laura was trying to get the gossip on Evelyn and Alex, but much like Alex last night, Evelyn was remaining a bit tight-lipped. You're on Big Brother, love. There's no place for secrets. Have a look.
Oh, yeah, I could tell you that. Right, yeah. Because I don't want it to be on TV, so I'm not going to say. You kissed him. Sort of. But it will be on TV because you've already done it. Oh, yeah. And it's on TV. No, but, like... Just stop talking about it. Should we talk about it later? Yeah.
You can't tell me and then not tell me. You don't have to tell me everything. I just want to have you kissed.
Oh, so full.
What? Shit. You must have done it under something, because otherwise everybody would have seen it. Don't then. Honestly,
I'm
don't.
not.
I'll find out.
Yeah, because it's bloody on TV. There's no point dragging it on.
Okay.
I feel a little bit sorry for her after seeing that kiss, though, in all fairness. But listen, Evelyn was feeling a lot more chatty today at 12:52 when she joined Alex and Huey in a few housemate impressions.
Do an impression of me.
Everyone's open to their own opinions.
Why do you got much in my hand?
You do.
You like, then you look like you're just looking into space.
You just...
I have a lot of mannerisms.
Mannerisms.
Quite gay mannerisms.
And Jason's this. He just sits there sort of like this and just goes, yeah. Just talks like this, like very just manly. And just holds
Can
himself
anyone do
really well.
Jackson's laugh?
It's not my laugh. Just stop taking the piss. It's not my laugh. Does someone make me
And
laugh?
then you do this,
here?
you're like, nah, man. Nah, you ain't cool. And then Laura would be this. I don't think I've done anything wrong.
Why are they still booing? I don't get it. It's
Yes, I've
5
done
weeks
something
ago.
Bet Luke Kempner's at home watching this thinking he better watch his back, do you know what I mean? And Andy had nominations on the brain a few minutes later at 12:54 as he speculated with Jason who could be facing the public vote this week.
I'm just not enjoying like the nominations thing. I don't want to sit around that sofa, you know, hear my name and then I spend the rest of the week kind of thinking about it, and I just don't really want to, that's all.
I don't think your name's going to crop up much, to be honest.
I would put money on it cropping up, actually.
Well, maybe I can think of one.
You know, all that stuff yesterday, it's kind of quite a good excuse for people, isn't it? If they see that people are kind of, if they get a sense that maybe I'm not very popular on the outside, it makes sense to nominate me, wouldn't it?
I think people will see how you've been over the past couple of weeks and how funny you are and how more relaxed you've been. And I think that gets taken into account. I think people forget very easily what's happened in the first few weeks. If people could remember what happened in the first couple of weeks, I'd be laughing. And you'd be in trouble. People don't.
Another cheerful chat between Andy and Jason. It's a bit like the Chuckle Brothers, just without the chuckles. That was today's news. Here we go. Come back after the break as we host the inaugural Lovey Awards. I love them. We're going to be rolling out the red carpet as Sir Christopher Biggins will be here to give the housemates the awards they've all been waiting for their entire lives to receive. Probably not their entire lives, but we put a lot of effort and money into the actual awards. So we'll see you after the break. Thank you. Big Brother's bit on the side. And, you know, a lot of people say this about us, and I actually do believe it. We are the highbrow show that examines the modern intricacies of human life here.
I get my tits out all the time.
Okay, maybe not every time, but you get the gist. Now, listen, Ellen broke the internet, didn't she, with that Oscars selfie? Yeah. She did. Ricky Gervais, he caused a lot of controversy at the Golden Globes, but when it comes to awards, this one is a biggin. I don't right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first annual Lovey Awards. Gentlemen, please be upstanding for tonight's host, the one and only Christopher Biggins. Thank you, M&S. M&S, you can't go wrong. Now, Christopher, there have been so many award-winning moments this series, but what are we starting off with today?
Well, our housemates may not know what annihilation means or how to make a pancake, but there's one thing they always excel in. This is the award for the best one-liner.
Oh, brilliant. Amazing. Amazing. Please do carry on.
Thank you. And the nominees are Andy in a lift with Lady Gaga, Sam complaining about fish in his arsehole, and Jane questioning whether Big Brother was on drugs.
Yes, lovely.
Very nice.
Christopher,
So
please
excited.
tell us who's got that award.
And the winner is Andy in a lift with Lady Gaga.
Amazing. What an amazing, monumental moment. Let's have a little reminder of that moment.
I've been in a lift with Lady Gaga. I have lots of amazing stories as far as they're concerned.
Amazing. Unfortunately, Andy couldn't be here this evening, so I'll accept this graciously on his behalf. I really, really do. People just love that line so much in there about the lift.
I know, and it was funny imagining Andy and Lady Gaga in a lift.
It's just amazing.
That was Andy's idea, I think, of bragging.
Of bragging, it really, really was. Okay, I'm sure it's also a very special moment for Lady Gaga as well. So, who's up next?
Well, we've had some wonderful housemates this series, and some have shown several sides to their personality. This award is the best alter ego.
Yes. Great category. Great category, Biggins.
And the nominees are Huey becoming Hubert.
Lovely. Lovely.
Sam becoming Gwyneth.
Lovely. Lovely.
Ryan's change into Deirdre.
Lovely. Lovely.
And Georgina being happy.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. Christopher, you know what to do.
And the winner is Hubert!
It truly was a transformation that affected the whole house, and one we will not forget. Let's have a reminder.
Don't ask me not to say anything when I was defending myself. Nobody was in this fucking room talking about the drink.
The reason why I told you not to butt in.
Yeah.
Shut up, Huey.
Like I told you several times
that's
over there.
That's why I said you don't do it, because that's what I do.
You got involved the other day when there was nothing got to do with you.
Exactly. And that's why I said you don't do it, because that's what you hate.
Listen to me, you had no reason the other day.
Listen to this is Big Brother. Would Huey come to the diary room immediately?
Stop asking me!
This is Big Brother. Would Huey come to the diary room immediately?
What a moment, what a moment. And I accept this, unfortunately, Huey can't be here, but I will accept this absolutely on his behalf. We've seen this happen a few times, Christopher, haven't we? Would you think we're going to see Hubert one more time before the final?
I think he's calmed down recently, funny enough. Anyway, oh no, come on. I hope to see Hubert again, though.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. He's forever in our hearts. Let's move on to the next award.
Right. We have loved every moment of our housemates, but there have been a few screen stealers in the house in the last few weeks. This award is for Best Cameo.
Oh, yes. Strong category as well.
Very strong. And the nominees are Laura's long lost love, Bernardo.
Lovely. Lovely.
Andy's gorgeous man, Ed.
Lovely.
And Cleo, the little shiatsu who may or may not have been kicked.
Oh, the
We're not
poor
sure.
dog. The poor dog. We're not sure. We are not sure. Christopher, over to you.
And the winner is Andy's fiancée.
Amazing. What a great chap he was too. Let's remind ourselves of the moment we first laid eyes on Ed.
Would gentleman number 3 introduce himself?
Hello, my handsome, beautiful, gorgeous man. Hit that button, baby. Let me see your face. Baby. Nice, my mom. Baby. Let me see your face. Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here.
Oh, such a truly touching moment.
Very moving.
I accept this on behalf of Ed, as he couldn't be here tonight. What was it about him that, you know, just touched the hearts of the nation?
Well, he gave us an on-air proposal.
Yeah.
He was everyone, and I mean this sincerely, everyone's best friend.
He really was.
Yes.
He really was. He was our one-hit wonder. Biggins, what's next?
Well, there have been fall-downs, bow-downs, and shutdowns. But the only thing that we really care about is epic meltdown.
Yes! This is the one. This is the one.
And the nominee for the best meltdown are Jane's meltdown over the house cleaning.
Lovely.
Jane threatening to break out of the other house.
Lovely.
Jane demanding tea and bread.
Lovely. Lovely.
And Jane being tired.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Tough choice.
Tough. Very difficult. Shut up.
Please,
and the winner is Jane threatening to break down on the other house.
Oh, she really is the tantrum queen.
She really is.
But this was a beauty of a breakdown. Here it is in full.
I am now putting my shorts on and I'm going to climb over the fence. There we go. Now, I don't want to do anything anymore.
This is Big Brother. Can Jane come to the diary room immediately?
I don't want to. I'm going to make a coffee. You can piss off. Are you on drugs? Are you fucking on drugs? Why do I want to go home? I want to go home because I'm bored shitless. I'm hearing the same conversation over and over and over again. If I hear another word about hair tongs, I'm going to go mad.
Such a moving moment. I accept this wholly on her behalf. So many great meltdowns from Jane. Why this one, Biggins?
Well, it was great to see her stomping at her heels.
Yes, yes.
Her first big meltdown. You never forget your first.
You never do.
Do you remember
never
yours?
do. No. We've got many more meltdowns to come, hopefully. Chris, what is our last award of the night?
Well, our final award pays homage to those who may not have been central to the show, but their brief appearance brought us so much joy. It's the Tony the Pony Outstanding Contribution Award.
This is the one.
This is the one.
This is the one.
The biggie.
Oh, it really is.
It's the biggie.
Off you go.
The nominees are Georgina's Soggy Hoodie.
You don't want a soggy hoggy. I'll tell you that for nothing.
Emma's Injured Moth.
Oh, the poor moth.
And Huey's Shaven Eyebrow.
Tough choice. Tough. Very tough.
And the winner is, winning by 2% of votes, Huey's Eyebrow.
Trouble-raising moment, and here it is.
Housemates should raise their paddles now.
Well played, mate. We appreciate this.
Oh, no. It's all right. I can draw it back on for you.
Amazing, and that is our lot. But we still have one more week and plenty more memorable moments to come. Please join me in thanking our glamorous host, Sir Christopher of Biggin. Thank you. No, thank you. Coming up.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Don't milk it. That's just coming up after the break. We reveal all of today's nominations and a little bit of gossip as well. But all is, yes, all is not as it seems because there's a little twist involved, and I'm going to be revealing what it is. Yes. Plus, we'll have an exclusive taste of who they've gone for. We'll be saying nom 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 so much you'll be thinking you're watching a cookery channel, Christopher. It's hilarious. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. Thank you. Now, this show is much like Huey and Ryan's undercover exploits. We like to give you a right old mouthful. Do you know what I mean? Now, this past week has seen 3 shock evictions, 2 housemates chosen to be rich, and 1 housemate chose to be even richer. £20,000 to be precise. Now, the housemates are going to have a lot to vent about, so it's a good job. It's nominations day! And because I'm nice, I do like to be a man of the people who wants a little sneak peek at some of their nominations.
This is Big Brother. Housemates, these are your final nominations, so you should choose carefully.
He stabbed me in the back.
He doesn't really ever want to get involved anymore.
It's really uncomfortable and awkward to be around.
He's been extremely two-faced.
We're just different people.
She's not been as considerate to me and some other housemates as I'd hoped.
I'm not as close with her as I am with others.
I still can't quite fathom him out.
I think he's quite tactical in his decisions.
She makes a massive mess.
And she's also spoke about me behind my back.
He's a bit snappy, and I think he wants to leave the house.
It's the only person that I didn't have any connection with.
I feel like a skunk nominating him.
She didn't appreciate the opportunity she had.
He's in his cliquey group.
He's the person that I least get on with.
I know this sounds awful, but it's time to get my own back a little bit.
Well, there you have it. The final round of nominations have taken place and the votes are in. But I can confirm that we are not the only people that are going to be seeing this week's nominations. Oh, no! Because today's nominations have been played out in full for the housemates to watch themselves. It's the final one. They love a little stir. So here is how Big Brother broke the news.
I don't give a fuck.
This is Big Brother. Would all housemates gather at the sofas immediately?
Oh, shit.
Here we go.
It's time to reveal this week's nominations.
Oh, how lovely.
Oh, very nice.
Awkward. Happy birthday, Sam.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Sam.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Consistently putting me up has actually worn me down a little bit.
Oh my God.
The reason for my nomination is because I feel like the reason for him.
His personality has changed. It's been up and down, up and down. I can't quite pick what is truly.
Whoa! We love it. Ryan, what are you making of the latest twist?
Well, I love it. I personally feel it's about time Andy and Jason got to hear what people are really saying about them in the dining room. So it's about time.
Well, you've mentioned two of them. Let's talk about who could be in danger this week. Let's start with Ryan's other half. Huey.
No, he won't be.
Well, the power couple's been split up. Michelle, could he be in the firing line?
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, this is not meant in any derogatory way towards you, Ryan, but I do think that since you've left, I do think that Huey's come at Michelle even more so, if that's even possible. He is my true winner of Big Brother.
Yeah, he is the winner.
And I just think that when you were in there, you're such a big character that you overshone him a little bit, and I think that now he's starting to be the shine of the group.
There is a lot of love for
you know,
Huey.
I do love Huey.
He's going to win it.
Let's talk about Jane, because in the past she's been pretty much something of an easy target, I think you should say, because she's always said she wants to go, but we haven't seen her asked to leave. And you're right, darling, Nick. You're right. Hit some more in a minute, bless him. He's all right. He's all right. We haven't seen her saying that she wants to go. Liam, do you think she could be safe this week?
I think she could be back on the chopping block.
Ooh.
I think she's starting to give people advice that don't necessarily want it. Again, I disagree slightly with you in that you overshone Huey. I think perhaps it was the other way around, and you might have hindered some of his personality coming out because of a strong personality of your own. I think out of all of the rest of them...
You're not allowed to disagree with me, Liam.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. But I think she's going to be the one that's up for the chopping block.
You do? Well, Jane actually voted for Ryan
Boo!
to be evicted because you picked the rich side with the £5,000.
But also Laura chose the 20 grand, but she didn't get
Exactly.
it.
So let's talk about Alex and Jackson. Might they be in danger this week because they both took the £5,000? If we're thinking if that's Jane's logic of putting you out of the house, is that how she's going to use her vote?
I don't think Alex will be. Jackson, I'm not too sure. But I mean, she probably won't choose them. She probably just wanted me out, but she didn't dare say
there is no way she's going to choose Alex.
No.
She's in love with him.
Oh,
she likes all the strip dances off him and everything.
She's completely and utterly obsessed with Alex.
I think Jason's in love with Evelyn.
Himself.
Well, you've just brought him up. Let's talk about him. He's a whole lot richer, £20,000 richer.
He doesn't deserve that money.
Let me come to you. Should Jason be worried, do you think?
I think Jason should be worried, because I think, you know, when he actually went along and said, I want to get out, I think that was the moment when we all thought, yes, get out.
Get out. Just go.
Well, let's quickly talk about Sam and Laura. They were in the bottom three. Both of them got booed from the crowd. Do we think this could be an easy target for nomination?
Keep Sam. Let's get rid of Laura. She's been a poor housemate from day one. The only thing she has done is snog different people, and then for her to turn around to us, the audience, and start telling us where to go, I think she needs to find the next.
Michelle, I've literally got about 30 seconds. I've got to get Andy in. Andy, he was immune last week. Do we think now that he's not immune, he needs to be worried?
I think that Andy's playing a very clever game. He's going from pillar to post, depending on who's popular on the outside. I believe we can all see through that, and I don't think that he's
show at 10 tomorrow night to find out who's up for eviction. That's all I've got time for. Massive thank you to my panel and a fantastic audience. They're lad ones. We'll be back here tomorrow with Kerry Katona, Tiger Drew Honey, and everyone's favourite twerker, Letitia is back. See you tomorrow. Night night.